Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a mystery series called Wednesday from 2022. Enjoy your viewing. Wednesday enters the school hallway, opens her locker, and finds her brother tied up with an apple in his mouth. She demands to know the names of the offenders, but the boy lies and says he doesn't know them. Wednesday unties her brother's hands, and suddenly she has a vision in which she finds out who tied her brother up. Meanwhile, the school children are training in the pool. When they see the girl, they mock her, but Wednesday indignantly tells them that only she has the right to mock her brother. She shows the surprised bullies 2 large bags containing numerous piranhas. A moment later, she throws them into the water. The boys try to get out of the pool, but the main one does not have time to escape. Later, the parents take Wednesday to the Nevermore school, where they themselves once studied. Morticia comforts her daughter by saying that she will finally be among those who understand her. In addition, they are not to blame for the fact that the family of the injured boy has filed a police report, because he has lost something very important. Meanwhile, a car stops at the turnoff to Nevermore, and the young man, despite the warnings, heads through the woods. Soon he stops for a snack and is suddenly attacked by a monster. Meanwhile, the Addams family arrives at the school and enters the office of the principal, who used to be Morticia's roommate. She is amazed. The girl has changed 8 schools in 5 years. Wednesday assures her that she will run away from this school as well. However, she is still accepted as a student, and she has to comply with a court order to see a psychologist. The school has an excellent specialist. Wednesday is placed in the same dormitory where her mother used to live and is introduced to a neighbor, Enid Sinclair. The girl tries to hug Wednesday, but she doesn't like hugs. In addition, she is allergic to colors, so a special school uniform was ordered for her. The principal asks Enid to show the new girl around the school. They go out into the hall, and Enid tells her that the school was founded specifically for people like them, outcasts, weirdos, and monsters. In the courtyard, she introduces her neighbor to the school's inhabitants, vampires, werewolves, and other creatures, including the local queen, Bianca. She has recently broken up with the artist Xavier. Having received a new form, Wednesday goes to say goodbye to her parents. Morticia warns her daughter that all her plans to escape are doomed. In addition, she is sure that the girl will fall in love with Nevermore. As a farewell, she gives her daughter an obsidian medallion, which the priests use to summon visions, and also gives her a crystal ball for communication. The parents leave, but the hand they call Thing remains. Meanwhile, the police find the body parts of a missing hiker in the woods. The sheriff orders them to stick to the bear theory. At school, Enid finds Wednesday sharing a room. They get into a fight, and Enid releases his claws. But then the school's headmistress, Mrs. Thornhill, comes in. She gives the new student a black orchid and announces the rules of behavior. In the morning, Wednesday goes to the fencing hall and sees Bianca defeating Rowan. She challenges her, and at first the score is even. Wednesday offers to fight without masks, but loses. Rowan sympathetically says that he is an outcast in a school for outcasts. The girl leaves the building and sees a stone statue falling on her from above. At the last moment, she is pushed away by Xavier, but she loses consciousness. When she wakes up, she sees Xavier again, who reminds her that they have known each other since childhood, at the funeral of his godparents. Back then, he climbed into the coffin, and only her intervention saved him from death. Now they are even. At night, she finds the same hand in his room, and offers him 2 options. Either he is locked in a closet, or they get out of this school together. The next day, the principal takes her to a psychologist and promises to wait for her. Ms. Kinbot assures her that Wednesday can tell her everything, but the girl is unrepentant and does not want to say anything. She asks to go to the bathroom and escapes through the window. She manages to sneak past the principal's car, but on the way she runs into a fruit delivery man and sees that he will soon die in an accident. She goes to a cafe where the guy behind the counter is trying to fix a broken coffee machine. Wednesday promises to fix it, and in the meantime, he will make her coffee and call a taxi. But there are no taxis here, and the train station is half an hour away. Tyler, who is repairing the coffee machine, is happy and agrees to take her to the station after work. At this time, the principal learns that the girl has disappeared from the psychologist's office, and she is sitting in the cafe. 3 boys come into the cafe. When they see her, they begin to mock her. But in front of Tyler's astonished eyes, the girl throws them into the corners. At this moment, the sheriff, who is also Tyler's father, enters. He is impressed by the girl's abilities. The principal immediately comes running in, apologizing for the girl, but the sheriff hears the name Addams and becomes more focused. Her father is Gomez Addams, and he should be in jail for murder. On the way to school, the principal and Tyler see the accident, and the girl calmly says that the peddler died of a broken neck. The principal is surprised. How does she know this? At night, Wednesday plays the cello, and the sounds echo throughout the school. Meanwhile, Tyler finds information about Gomez Addams and steals it. and the sheriff ponders the board with the victim's photos. Is this a murder or an animal attack? After finishing the game, Wednesday realizes that something strange is happening at the school. At that moment, Enid comes in and meets the same hand. It admits that all it can do is produce claws, so most likely she will become lonely. But Adams is only fascinated by this. In response, she tells the story of the death of her pet scorpion, which was killed by the boys. She buried it and cried her heart out for the first time. That same night, a thing climbs into Tyler's window. The frightened boy first tries to hit its hand, but then agrees to listen to it and reads the phone number from its palm. He calls the girl, and she asks him to take her to the train station during the upcoming holiday. On the appointed day, they meet at the celebration, and he gives her her father's file. Suddenly, 3 guys she had beaten up earlier appear in front of them. They run away and accidentally touch Rowan. Wednesday sees a vision, the moment of his terrible death. She runs after them, catches up with the boy in the woods and warns him of the danger. But he suddenly smiles. She was wrong. The next moment, with the power of thought, he throws the girl into a tree. She realizes that it was he who threw the statue on her. Rowan shows her a drawing created by his seer mother. It shows her, the one who is supposed to destroy the school. He has to stop her. Suddenly, a monster attacks him. Wednesday falls from the tree and stares into the monster's scary eyes until it disappears. She rushes to Rowan, but the boy is dead. She picks up the drawing. At night, her parents call her. Reflecting on everything that happened during the week, Wednesday admits that her mother was right. She likes it here more and more. The police spent the whole night searching for Rowan's body, but found nothing. In the morning, Wednesday argues with the sheriff, because how could they not find the dead boy? The man reminds him that there are 3 other bodies in the morgue, and it was definitely not a bear. The director is shocked. He believes that the killer is Nevermore's student. She assumes that Rowan has escaped. The sheriff asks what they were doing in the woods. The girl says that she just heard a noise and saw a monster. Then she met Bianca, asked her to bring help, and for some reason she fell asleep and woke up in the dormitory. Wednesday asks the sheriff to talk to her in private. The principal is reluctant to leave. The girl says that someone is hiding a murder. Why else would they clean up the scene? She's telling the truth, and he knows it, because the monster is real. And then Rowan appears at the door. At the next psychological session, Wednesday stops trying to prove her case, but she knows exactly what she saw. When she goes outside, she meets Tyler. He is happy that she is staying here. He is also a troubled teenager and has to go to a psychologist as well, and he believes what she says. Enid is glad that Wednesday is staying because she saw with her own eyes that Rowan was alive and well this morning. Wednesday could, of course, ask Rowan's neighbor Xavier, but that would hardly help. Actually, Enid is going to take part in the competition, partly by canoe, partly on foot, without any rules. She is counting on Wednesday's support. At night, Wednesday looks at Rowan's drawing and notices a strange print on the paper. She goes to Larissa and finds out that the boy has been expelled and is leaving by train today. The principal knows that she has visions, because Morticia also had this gift. She insists that the girl choose an elective, and Wednesday goes to the courtyard. She asks her hand to find Rowan and keep an eye on him, and she goes to Bianca's singing class. She asks the girl to sing. Wednesday opens her mouth, but no sound is heard. Instead, the glass around her explodes because she is singing at frequencies that only dogs can hear. Next is Xavier, who teaches archery. She asks him about Rowan, but he only saw him in the evening, and in the morning his neighbor's things were already packed. He advises her to stay away from Tyler, and Wednesday takes the bow, throws an apple, and hits the target with an arrow. Then the girl goes to the beekeepers group, but noticing something strange, she runs away and manages to see Rowan get into the car. He drives away and doesn't want to talk to anyone. The hand manages to hitch a ride in the car and goes with him to the station. It follows the boy into the restroom, but an adult man comes out of the stall. The hand hurriedly goes inside, sees the abandoned suitcase and runs back to the platform, but the boy is nowhere to be found. She doesn't pay attention to the man, and he suddenly turns into the principal. Wednesday scolds her hand for this mistake, and then sits down next to Xavier and watches the boy bring the drawn spider to life. Ms. Thornhill begins the lesson, and Wednesday easily answers all his questions. Bianca tries to answer in detail, but Adams easily defeats her in an intellectual duel. Meanwhile, the sheriff prepares to explore the woods again, ignoring Tyler, who was hoping to spend time with his father. Meanwhile, Wednesday asks Enid to help her to distract him, but she doesn't agree until she apologizes to the hand. Wednesday is surprised because it's just a hand, but the neighbor reminds her that the hand is part of her family. The girl goes to apologize to the hand and shows it Rowan's drawing. After that, Enid dresses up as a beekeeper and pretends to be Wednesday while she goes to the forest, where she encounters the one who was watching her father. The girl can't understand why the monster saved her. Suddenly, Wednesday finds Rowan's glasses. As soon as she picks them up, she sees the owner of the glasses arguing with Xavier and how he throws a statue at her and shows her a book with the inscription, The Belladonna Society. She goes to the library, where she tries to find this book. Miss Thornhill offers her help, and the girl shows her the print she found. It turns out that this is a symbol of an old student society that disintegrated many years ago. The woman asks the girl about her family. She is an ordinary person, but she was uncomfortable among ordinary people. At night, Wednesday sneaks into Rowan and Xavier's room and finds a cache under the bed and a mask in it. At that moment, Bianca knocks on the door. She does not understand what he sees in this black and white girl. Xavier does not approve of this behavior. After leaving the boys' room, Wednesday goes to his room, where Enid is sobbing in despair. Wednesday promises to help them win tomorrow. Enid explains that no boat has crossed the lake in recent years because Bianca is the mistress of the water. Wednesday suggests that they defeat Bianca with her own weapon. Enid's team is called the Black Cats, and Bianca has chosen the image of the Golden Beetles. Everyone gets off to the starting line, and they have to get to the island, take the flag from the crypt, and return without drowning. The canoe takes off. Wednesday notices one of the boys jumping into the water. He swims to the first canoe and pushes it. The boat breaks and sinks, but when he tries to do the same with Enid's boat, the hand releases the net, and the boy gets tangled in it. 3 canoes reach the island. Wednesday guards their boat, but decides to run after the flag as well. Enid asks for a hand to distract the competitors, and in the meantime, he damages their boat. Wednesday reaches the crypt and is ready to grab the flag, but at that moment, she has a vision. She tells herself in an old dress that she is the key. When she comes to, she realizes that she is lagging behind her rivals. She grabs the flag and runs to the boat. The competitors discover that their boat is broken. In the final, the 2 teams approach in a canoe. A sharp weapon comes out of Enid's boat and is about to damage Bianca's boat. They damage Bianca's boat and come to the finish line first. They are presented with a trophy, but Wednesday leaves before the celebration is over. Later, Wednesday writes in her diary that nevermore remains a mystery, but sometimes the answer is right in front of her eyes. She approaches the statue, reads the encrypted messages on the book in her hands, and receives a clue. It is after this that an old dungeon full of old books and portraits opens up in front of Wednesday. One of them is of her parents, and the same book. Suddenly, at the exit, Wednesday is attacked by someone unknown. If you have watched the video so far, you should know that I am happy to have viewers like you. Thank you for watching to the end. Subscribe to the channel and follow the news. Klonsak Recapped was with you. See you soon.